boys. Okay, my name is Greg, for those of you that don't know. Surely most people, family and friends that don't come to the racetrack have heard of me, but usually by avenue of the guy that fixes the broken stuff, or the guy that, when my motor's not running right, tries to make it halfway better. So that's generally how I'm referred to at the track. That's what it says on my business card. But my name is Greg. This is the third or fourth time I think I've done some of the ceremony up here, and I started each year by explaining my contempt for public speaking, which hasn't changed. In the hopes that Keith Sharp will take the hint. Maybe next year, maybe next year. But since I'm up here and you have to listen to me, because I have the loudest mic in the room, I'd like to tell you a quick story. And I don't want to be accused of being Keith Sharp and going on, but this story is important to me, so, and you might have to listen, so it works out.
We don't hear about the Rams, come on.
Our last Super Bowl. This is a story about the people behind the people holding the trophies tonight. About perspective and appreciation, as I would find it. And if I can make one recommendation, it's that the kids in this room listen up and maybe even take some notes and learn from my mistakes. For those that don't know, I grew up racing karts. I traveled all over the country, just the same as a lot of people in this room, and especially the ones receiving the Ignite Challenge awards tonight. When I was about 12 years old, we were gearing up for a race at the Route 66 series in Springfield, Missouri, a couple hours away, where John Clem and his boys run the program. I did my usual routine leading up to any race weekend as a kid, and I cleaned my helmet. My stepdad Eddie took care of the rest. Friday came and we started the pre-dawn trek to Springfield for practice. Now all that sounds super easy. I clean my helmet and we go to the racetrack. What I didn't appreciate then that the kids should listen to now is what it took to make that weekend happen. You see, my stepdad Eddie was an electrician that had to work a shutdown Thursday night at a hospital. He got home at 4 a.m., blew up the air mattress that he put down in the back of our Yukon at the time, put a small TV and a PlayStation for me and my brother to stay busy during the 2-hour drive. We got to the track around 7 a.m. It was a typical hot and humid summer afternoon, and Eddie had 3 karts to work on. And John Bernier and others can attest that that's not easy. Eddie, if you haven't met him, is a big guy, and drenched in sweat was not optional for him that day. We struggled that day, made changes and just couldn't get ahead of it, and we were just really struggling. We were all frustrated, as anyone gets on these hot days. Everybody here is racing in July, so you all get it. We kind of lashed out a bit. Tell me if you've heard this in your pits. Why did you make that change? It keeps getting worse. Go ask so-and-so what they're doing. Now Eddie was hot, drenched in sweat, exhausted, and sleep deprived, and said to the rest of us in only a voice, if you've ever met Eddie, you can hear it. Yeah. Eddie worked all night, Eddie drove all day, Eddie's here in sweat, and I'm working really hard to make sure everyone goes slower. I've already established that I was pretty unappreciative at the time, and my response was appropriate. Well, Eddie, you're doing a good job. He threw a ratchet at me and hit me in the wrist. Nobody called social service. Thankfully, Eddie's spirits are still high, and he still helps me out at the racetrack almost every weekend. He comes to all our big events, and he was at a lot of the gateway races. And I tell you that story to tell you this one. This past summer, there was a new driver, as there is, racing with us. He's not here, so don't try to guess who he is. Typical driver thought he should be winning right out of the gate. Had a bad habit of bending axles, and a worse habit of not learning how to fix it. But he had pushing the cart over to our trailer down pat. On another hot July afternoon race, he bent another axle right on schedule. And as you'd expect, I turned the corner and there's a cart in front of my toolbox. In the midst of thrashing away to get him back on track, he says to me, "Why does every change you tell me to make end up being worse?" Now, Karma served up a cold dish that day because right behind me was Eddie. I turned over my right shoulder as I heard it, and Eddie had a smile on it that represented years of patience waiting to see me eat those words that I spoke. In that moment, I began to relive my entire childhood and evaluate everything that he did for me. Now, I'm not known to be super serious, but let me say this. Kids, you've earned everything that you're getting today. You've earned it. You all put in the work, you all try really hard at this, and you guys are among the best of the best. But as sure as I'm standing here, you've definitely had help. More than you can appreciate based on what I'm going to call parable that I just told. It's both redemption for my lack of appreciation back in the day and recognition for those who have helped you. I think it's important to take a pause for just a second and applaud the people that won't be receiving any trophies today. The moms, the dads, brothers, sisters, friends, track workers, and anyone else who has helped you along the way. There's no trophies, but they deserve our recognition. So before we start the Ignite Challenge Awards, let's give everyone that's helped a driver here today. You'd like to hear that story, I think? Okay, now, I will be presenting the Ignite Challenge Awards. You've heard the word Ignite a lot on this night, so here's what the Ignite Challenge is. It's a regional series. Gateway is a local track. There are several tracks in the area. It's a regional series that travels to 5 tracks in Iowa, Illinois, and Missouri. The series runs race or shine, so racers are generally met with changing track conditions and variables that they have to be ready for. Racers have to learn to conquer new tracks that they're unfamiliar and uncomfortable with. This is the highest level of competition we have for year-end Ignite Series championships. This is the best Ignite racers in their respective fields, and their accomplishments represent a year-long commitment to both consistent results and improvement. Now to start off our Ignite Challenge,